except that part of Hyboria doesn't match her ethnically, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm
So,
personally me. If something's fantasy, I absolutely do not care at all, like, what they do with, racial, like, ethnic I don't care because it's fantasy. I don't care if there's, like, black dwarves. I don't
oh
care.
no, none of that matters.
Unless unless there is something distinctive about the character
Unless it's a
that's
clear allegory,
yeah,
right?
like, there's
Yeah.
something essential to the character for some reason that's distinctive to them that everybody knows, like, for example, Conan's black hair.
Right.
In every Conan story I ever read, if
Raven
Conan
black hair.
isn't specifically named, and this is something I know you know, but Howard used to do this all the time where he would introduce Conan to the action because it's all in third person. He would introduce Conan but not name him.
Right.
So you would know it's Conan because of the fact that he had jet black hair and icy blue eyes. And
Correct.
also he's like a head taller than everybody and like jacked.
Yeah,
So
well,
if he described a stranger sitting in the corner of the tavern, in a smoky tavern with jet black hair and smoldering volcanic blue eyes, you know that's Conan no matter what. So, when the Conan movie came out and he had brown hair, I was like, "You could have just gotten him a black wig." I mean, he's wearing a wig. Why didn't you just but anyway, so I don't really care when they but Red Sonja's red hair is like a signature at this point, that's
correct.
how you would recognize that character from, let's say, across the street, she's got
Yeah.
this
And, and
flaming red hair.
and that's just it. I agree with you completely. I don't care about any of that except when something to the something contrary is already established. And for example, what what the what the what the different peoples from different parts of Iboria look like is pretty well established and has been for almost 100 years.
Mhm.
We all know that Hyrcania,
Holy shit,
um,
Conan's been around for over 100 years. Oh,
dude,
close. Wow,
it,
that's crazy.
it's right. I mean, because Robert Howard died
Yeah,
in
you're
thirty
right, it's
thirty
coming
one.
up. It's
Yeah.
coming up, oh my god. We're
Um,
old now, man.
who you telling? Says the probably the second youngest guy in the room. But the yeah, no, I mean when you look at all of the different parts of Hyboria, all the different there's distinct racial features that were all allegories of the ancient world, be it Europe and Egypt and Africa and Northern Europe and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So, anyway, because the Hyrcanians are much more akin to like the Mongol horse lords in terms of their, the
Isn't,
steps of.
Subutai a Hyrcanian from the movies?
He is. He
Yeah,
absolutely is.
that's right.
Uh,
That's exactly to me what Hyrcanians look like is
correct.
Subutai.
Yeah.
Kind of like I don't know what that would be, Mongolian, Chinese,
Yeah.
I don't know.
The far eastern steppes of Russia where it borders.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. So.
yeah.
All right. Well, enough of all that. Sorry for the constant asides here. Um, so where we left off, the team had gone into the, for lack of a better word, the temple. Um, uh, Ace had a very disturbing incident while you guys were in the main courtyard plaza, I guess you might say. Um, this open area surrounded by fountains without any running water in them, and benches and statues and stone heads. Ace suddenly disappeared and was gone for several seconds. Uh, from Ace's point of view, he was in the same place, but the fountains had water running in them, and he was surrounded by these hairless giants that looked like the statues you guys had seen, and one of them started yelling at him, and then he kind of blinked, and he was right back with you guys again. Um, you guys were kind of on the debate as to what to do next, and Dr. Mercer went and figured out how to use the flute to open the big black door at the far end of the plaza. And so at this point, nothing to it but to go investigate. And you guys went down a short hallway and ended up in that huge metal room that had the giant unknown device that looked disturbingly like a chair with something maybe resembling computer equipment. They were kind of you're not sure. The interface seems to be some sort of like gelatinous eggs. You're not sure how all that works, obviously. That was on a raised metallic dais or platform, and coming out from it, like the spokes of a wheel, were 8 sarcophagi, or what? Let me rephrase. What, in your initial reaction, certainly looked like sarcophagi. They were that general shape, um, uh, though very large. There's a dark doorway on the far end of the room that goes down some steps, and your pups is in there just hovering around because it doesn't know what to do next. It hasn't been programmed to do anything further. Uh, you guys were video recording everything and making notes and trying to figure things out, and then TB gets a blip on the motion tracker coming from behind you guys. Um,
The
in
way we came in,
the way
right?
you came in the hallway, and you were all kind of setting up uh, with your with your weapons. Well, with the exception of Mercer, because he doesn't have any. And the blip was getting closer, and you heard this sound emanate from the hallway. Did you hear anything?
No.
Nope.
No.
How to ruin the suspense.
That's
I'm really
because we're
scared.
already dead.
That's right. Um, what are we doing here? What's going on?
We heard
All
that
right.
one.
You heard
It's
it?
all funny.
I heard
I
that
heard it.
one.
I didn't hear it. I'm not getting it.
Yeah, I heard it again.
Let
Okay.
me let me look at my settings in my audio and stuff.
It sounded like woof woof.
Don't say that, Marty. You'll freak out.
All right, and then the motion blip stopped just a couple feet into the hallway where you can't see.
There's no
I get.
door. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Or okay.
There is no door, and
And we
that's where
can't
we're
see.
at.
We can't see because it's dark.
Well, um, Mercer has a flashlight. Um, he he had basically put the big device between him and the doorway.
Right.
So he steps to the side and shines his flashlight into that hallway. Can we see anything?
There's nothing there. Always empty.
Where's the pups at?
The pups is probably just hovering in the center of the room. Doesn't know what to do next.
All right. So with pistol in one hand, she walks up to the pups and kind of like snatches it
Okay.
and like brings it back deeper into the room and starts to program it to throw it down the hallway.
All right. All right. Make a contact roll.
All right.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
let's see it, man.
sorry, I'm getting used to the sheet here.
Success, but a panic. Roll your panic, please.
All right. So it's that box by the stress. Is
You
that correct?
got it.
All right.
You are
Oh my.
trembling. You start to tremble uncontrollably. All skill rolls using agility suffer -2 until your panic
Ouch.
stops.
Wow.
But you are successful in programming it, and so then you release it and it goes down the hallway.
That's right.
All right. Yeah. You see it as it disappears around the corner into the hallway, and you can see kind of the strobing light still coming out of the hallway. There's it, nothing to indicate anything. It goes down the hallway. It does a scan. It comes back.
All right. So she's like trembling and she like picks it up, and she looks at Dr. Mercer expectingly, and I imagine there's nothing on the scan. So she looks around, and I don't know. I think
Oh,
she just
that's
kind of stays
right.
silent and trembles.
Mercer just shrugs.
Yeah.
You know, this is what? This is our second or third time something on the motion tracker just disappeared. Maybe the
Yeah,
third.
Oh, Mercer. Um, uh, you get kind of a blink on your PDAT or a little bleep on your PDAT, and the PDAT's communicating with the ship all of a sudden because
Oh,
it had lost contact with the ship for a little while.
interesting.
And
which
you do have a scan from the pups that just went down the hallway, and it didn't pick up anything. Because one of
cool.
the things pups does is it detects life forms, and it did not pick anything up.
Well, I let everyone know that suddenly the PDAT's talking to the ship again, and we're getting pup information. Um,
Hmm.
all right. Mercer, when he looks at this big machine, it looks like it's a chair, right?
Yeah,
Uh, but it looks like it would fit one of those giant dudes.
right.
It's really big.
It's really big.
All right. Well, um, what
Maybe
the
it's a
heck?
space motorcycle.
What the heck? Mercer's going to, as best he can, clamber up into the seat of this thing so he can get a closer look at the so-called control panel.
Okay, make a mobility roll.
Hold it. Am I currently minus? All right, hold on a second. I thought that I was currently had a minus something on my agility.
I do believe you do.
Let me go look at my notes. I wrote it down.
Um,
-1.
oh yeah, -1 because of the Napro leave.
All right. Dang. So this is not going to go well. To subtract, I put minus in front of it.
Correct.
All right.
um, you can't get up there. It does seem like it does seem like that there are handholds and whatnot to climb up into it, but they're not designed for someone of your size, and you just do not have the dexterity to pull this off.
Okie doke.
Maybe if you weren't drunk on Napro leave.
Yeah, well, no, that's just one more die. I'm not the I'm not the most nimble of anybody. Um, that would make sense that it's pretty big, hard to get up on. These sarcophagi, we said that they look like they were all one piece, right? Each
Um,
one was its own. I'm trying to remember the description you gave us because I didn't write anything down.
they're physically attached to the metallic platform, and they
Right.
extend from it like spokes of a wheel. There's 8 of them. Oh, and as a side note, something I did forget in the recap, Ace kind of knelt behind one, taking cover, pointing his gun down the hallway, and uh, when he did that, like the top of it lit up.
Oh, oh my.
Hmm. The top of what lit up the
The top of the
device?
like sarcophagus looking thing.
Maybe Ace has a magic touch.
Oh.
Um, well, the doc is going to look at a sarcophagus close to him. He's shooting it with his camera, videoing it, which is, I'm assuming that those videos can get stored on his PDAT directly. Um, if I walk up to one and I'm going to get really close to it without touching it, do I see anything new or does anything happen?
I'm sorry. Give me one moment. I've got
Uh-oh.
work texting me.
Oh, work.
Yeah, because
I hate it when work gets in the way.
well, I'm the only. It seems like I'm the only manager in the building that can do more than one thing at a time. But anyway, um,
Watch it. This is all being recorded.
but they know it, so it's okay.
Well,
All right. Sorry about that.
all right. So, do I see any reaction? Anything? Do I see anything new studying this sarcophagus?
Um, repeat what you did for me. I'm sorry.
All I did was all I did was go to the sarcophagus closest to me and get up really close to it without touching it, and scanned it with my video and also took a close look at it, but I didn't touch it.
Yeah, as you get close to it, the top surface, which looks to be made of metal, um, all of a sudden becomes almost transparent, and an orange light shines actually from inside of it. Um, and there's something very strange, and it's empty. And it's certainly on the inside. It looks like, well, make an observation roll if you like.
All right. Plenty of chances to panic.
Welcome to Alien, sir. Oh, wow.
Every single roll.
Oh man.
So make your panic roll, please. All right, you're holding it together, so that's fine. You have two successes. So the first bit of information is that as it lights up, it, it does not really strike you as a sarcophagus as much as a cryotube. Um, because there's what looks to be inside it some sort of your gut reaction is some sort of rebreather mask. Um, it's large. It's made for someone with a much bigger face than yours, and it has a weird, a bizarre, elephantine snout coming from the elephantine, I'm not sure, snout coming off of the front of it. But you get the impression that it's some sort of rebreather mask.
Okay.
You do have a stunt.
Well, let's see. Not sure. Well, the stunts on the sheet don't seem to help.
No,
So I'll just bank it.
a +1 on your next observation roll.
Yeah.
Very good.
All
Are
right.
there? Oh, good.
Go ahead.
Are there any other exits in this room?
Yeah, there's a on the far side of the room from where you guys came in. There's a just kind of a dark doorway uh, that descends. There's steps going down.
Yep.
Okay. Oh boy, steps going down.
Um,
Why would they go any other way?
All right, she's going to send the pups down that hallway while he's inspecting this.
Okay. So give me a little description about what you want the pups to actually do.
I see. Uh, I'm going to program the pups to go down the steps,
Okay.
to follow a main corridor,
All right.
and then proceed down smaller corridors.
Okay. So like general exploration, basically.
Yep, and to eliminate any hostiles.
Yeah. Nice try.
good luck.
Oh, okay.
Machine guns activate.
All right. So yeah, go ahead and make your comtech check.
All right.
Oh, would you like to push the roll?
I'm going to push the roll.
All right, add a stress and re-roll. Oh shit,
Wow. That's a lot of dice.
that's a lot of dice. So you are successful. You have a Comtech stunt.
Comtech stunt. Um, oh, that's not talent. Stunt is. Oh, that's the little cheat sheet that you sent us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. Oh boy, I gotta pull that up. Alien cheat sheet. Sorry, guys. I was
No,
almost there.
you're fine. You're fine.
Got it. Got it. Got it. All right. So Comtech stunt. Plus one to a later roll. Don't need to overcount again. Half the usual time. New unexpected information. Um, let's do new and unexpected information.
All right. I'm gonna countermand you on that one, and
Okay.
say that doesn't really apply in this instance.
Okay. Then
You just want to do it for free the next time?
yeah,
Okay.
let's do that.
All right. So next time you program the pups, you don't have to roll at all. It'll be good. All right.
Awesome.
Um. So you program it and it hovers up and goes down the steps. You watch that strobing red light as it disappears, and then it gets suddenly weaker as it hums away. Gut impression that it turned a corner, maybe. Um, After a few seconds, Mercer is receiving the two dimensional map, and it looks like it went a few feet in, maybe 10 feet in, took a hard left turn, went further down, took a hard left turn, went further down, and now it's in a room that is probably, according to from what you're looking at, probably 20 meters wide and 10 meters deep, and it has two large doors.
Hmm.
But it's the pups is stuck there. It wants to keep going, but it can't.
All right. Well, Mercer moves back towards the rest of the group and shows them the uh, the map on the PDAT.
I was looking for another way out. Uh, it doesn't look like it.
Well, I'm sure we can go out the way we came. Um, but since we're here, did the other guys see what I saw when I got close to the sarcophagus, or did I only I see it?
Um, as far as what was inside it, you're probably the only one who saw it.
All right. Well, I'll explain to everybody that I didn't see. I saw the thing light up, and I could look in, and I saw what looks like a rebreather. This thing looks more like a cryotube than a sarcophagus, and frankly, I didn't see. I didn't see a form, a body, or a person inside it. It looks empty. Um, he'll approach another one and take a look. Same thing.
Same thing.
So they're here, but they're likely not currently in use. If that's what their intention was, maybe I'm mistaken, but that's pretty rare. So we can always go out the way we came. We are getting signals from the ship again, which is positive. Since we're here, I think we should go down the hallway and down the steps and see what else is in here.
All right. Well, I don't think there's any egress out of there, and I don't know what that thing is. TB, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I don't know. I don't know that we can get out of here easily. I think there's something between us and the exit. So I don't know.
Are you saying we try to find another exit down there?
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know. TB thinks that, there's something stalking us. She has from the very beginning.
Um, and she turns back nervously, trembling, and she says, "Oh, okay. Well, just cover our backs when we head down there." Who's? And she looks at Mercer. You've got the
Mercer's got the
flashlight.
flashlight
All right. Well, I guess
and the PDAT. Let's go.
we're in front. Then she holds out her gun, trembling.
could, could you point that thing down, please?
Wow, your stress is up to 4, huh?
Yeah.
That's
But with but she's holding out a trembling gun. You go first. I'll be right behind you every step of the way.
that's right. Um, all right. So you guys head down these steps.
Yeah.
Um, and they're the large they're the large oversized steps like outside.
Yeah.
But again, these are made out of metal, and but it's your movements are surprisingly soundless. It's not the even the clanking sound that you get when you go, when you're walking across ship decking or that type of thing. It's almost as if the metal absorbs most of the vibration. Um, the steps take a hard left turn, continue down uh, into darkness, but there's the faint strobing from the pubs further ahead,
And I have my flashlight.
and you have your flashlight. As you
So we turned left because
right,
there was only one way to go left.
right.
All right.
It just,
Correct.
it just correct. You went about 3 meters, and then the staircase took a hard left, 90 degrees,
All right. So then we
and
went and it took another hard left there. It wasn't like the pups made a choice to go left. It just went where it could go.
correct,
All right.
correct. You emerge as you're coming down the steps. You see the light from the pups ahead of you, and you emerge into this room that's, like I said, about 10 meters deep and 20 meters wide. The room is empty. There's absolutely nothing here, except for two more of these doors, and the pups is just hovering in front of one of them, just hovering and spinning.
Okay. Are there um are there cuneiform symbols over the doors?
No,
So we have a basically a stone wall with, or is it stone or steel?
it's metal.
The doors are metal for sure, right?
Correct,
But we're in a metal room.
correct.
Um, and there's no other markings that I can see on the walls or the floor, just two doors.
Correct.
Are they side by side?
Yes.
Oh man, Schrodinger's cat. Okay.
What's behind door number 2?
Um. All right. The doc's gonna, uh, for better choice of anything else, just gonna walk up to the left-hand door. He's not gonna touch it, but he's gonna get closer and inspect it.
Once you get within about 2 meters of it, it just it shoots open with a bang,
Wow.
making you jump about 6 inches in the air.
Oh,
The pups blips and goes hovering into the room.
Oh my. So he raced in there.
Well, she set it to just explore anything it could find. So an opening opened up, and off it went.
Okay, so I'm gonna shine the flashlight through the door.
do you want to check your PDAT and see where it's at first?
I will. I'm not
Okay.
going through the door. I'm just shining the flashlight in
Gotcha.
there to see what I can see. Um,
Um, you have a sense that the room beyond is pretty huge.
okay.
Flashing the flashlight through, you see a wall on the far side. It's probably 30 meters away,
Wow.
and
That's a
it,
big room.
and the room is very wide. It is. It seems to be full of equipment, um, just from what you can tell.
Okay.
There's large oversized chairs. These aren't the stone benches or tables or beds from outside. These are actually huge oversized chairs that look like they're made for someone very very big. And you see what has to be computer consoles
Hmm.
just from a quick glance.
Okay. Uh, I looked down on my PDAT. Did it update from the pup?
Yeah, the pup has already it's almost done mapping the room, but it looks like the room is rectangular, 30 meters deep and about 100 meters wide.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's big. And there is a large door on the far side of the room. Pups is not detecting any life forms, power, toxins, nothing.
Um, we still have this other door on the right. Um,
Oh, it goes into the same room.
that's what. Well, I had. I wanted to make sure that there wasn't a wall between the two doors
Yeah,
because, frankly, 100 meters wide, I don't know where else that door could go.
right. Yeah, it definitely goes into the same room.
Which is weird. Why there's two doors? Maybe there's an indoor and an outdoor. I don't know. Anyway, these are big people. Um,
It's all about crowd control.
all right. Well, since there's no place else to go, the doc will um, well, he'll relay the information to the team, and I have a I do have a question since Jim's not here. Can you remind us of what off his sheet what some of Ace's basic capabilities are, and if he's got a weapon, what weapon is he carrying?
He's carrying TB's pistol. It's just a
Oh, that's
standard
right.
M4A3 pistol.
I remember
Um,
that. Okay.
Ace is he's a little bit of a jack of all trades. He does a little bit of everything. Um, uh, his main attribute is agility. So that makes him obviously an excellent pilot and pretty good at shooting or stealth type movement.
Okay. And if I remember, he's reasonably good at Comtech,
He's reasonably good at Comtech.
because I am too, but I thought we had about the same score. My wits plus Comtech is 7, and I thought he was similar.
He's 5.
Oh,
So
he's
he
5.
so he's pretty good, but he's not as
Oh,
good as you, and I don't think he's as good as Elena either.
okay. All right. Just so I understand, because he's not here to represent himself. The doc is going to.
Is going to push Ace through the door. Oh no, wait.
I would never do that to Ace. Elena, come here. Um, so
Wait, Master. It might be dangerous. You go
you go
first.
first. All right. So um, I basically showed TB and the team that it's a big room. It's a big ass room, and I told show them, and I'm assuming more than one person could look in with me at the
Oh
equipment.
yeah,
So
because the doors are huge as well. Yeah,
right,
they're really
right,
big.
they're yeah. So the doc is going to go ahead and step into the room
All right.
and uh, and get a closer look.
Oh, a flamethrower melts your face off. Okay. Next. No, sorry.
I didn't need that face.
um.
So I'm going to shine the flashlight all around, try and get a better look, but it's basically a room full of computer consoles and chairs, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to get something working on roll 20. Give me 1 second. Um. Um. Hopefully I don't screw this up. We're about to find out. Oh shit. Too late.
No, no.
Because I'm trying to get this stupid dynamic lighting to work so that I can just show you what I need to show you guys. You know
Yeah,
what I
that would
mean?
be helpful. Yeah.
Um, but it seems they've changed the interface, and here's a shock. I found something that I wasn't prepared for. Haha. All right, let's see what happens. Hopefully this doesn't get screwed up. Um, what do you guys see on the map?
I see a blank screen.
Is that the same with all you guys?
I saw something flash for a second. One, two,
Yeah.
three, four.
So right now I'm looking at a
Yeah,
giant
same.
black box.
All right, perfect. That's all you should see.
Oh, okay.
All right. What about now?
Can you hear me now? I'm not seeing
You're
anything
not
but a
seeing
black
anything.
box.
Okay. All right. Well, let's settings, dynamic lighting, vision on. Vision on.
Machine guns on. Vision on.
I was thinking about with that pups in the Spider-Man movie where he's like activate instant kill mode or whatever.
Yeah. All right. Anybody see anything?
No.
Damn
Negative.
it all. Why is this so difficult?
You blew it all up, damn
Because it's
you.
roll 20. You're only paying money to be a member. Ah!
Do you guys see anything other than a big rectangular room? Please say no.
No.
Okay.
Wait, what? Are we supposed to
Yes.
see numbers 2, 3, and 4?
No.
Well, we
I can
do.
see them, so I'm looking away. I'm closing my eyes.
All right.
Avert your
I see you
eyes.
put a blue box. You put a blue box around the room. Was your dynamic lighting supposed to just show us that?
Correct.
Oh,
All right.
all right.
Forget it. I'm just not going to deal with it at the moment. We'll deal with it another time.
We know there's more to it. You said there was a door on the other side of the
That's
room.
true. I just don't want you to see everything on this stupid map.
I know. I understand. So anyway, all right. So let's
Um,
get on with it, I
so
guess.
the room, obviously the room is dark. I mean it's pitch black. Light only light being provided is from the red light of the pups, which has finished mapping the room and has stopped at a large
And my flashlight.
and your flashlight as you shine it around. Um, this you've never seen anything like this at all. Um, there are, for lack of a better word, there seem to be circular tables. Each one of them is probably 10 meters across. And around each of these tables is spaced equidistance apart is five of these large chairs. Distinct impression is they're almost like office chairs. Um,
Hmm.
but
But
they're
big.
but very big, and around each one of them, coming out of these large tables, is what can only be computer equipment. Um, there now the method of interacting with these computers is beyond you. You see a combination of what looks like somewhat conventional controls, but also these like the strange gelatinous eggs that you saw mixed in or up in the big pointy chair, that type of thing. It would take some real time to look into this. Plus, there doesn't seem to be any power to any of these stations either. But the whole room is filled with these workstations.
So
Uh,
Elena follows Mercer in or whatever, and she's got her gun all shaky and whatnot, and she lowers it and then pulls out some recording equipment and proceeds to take some of the worst video recorded in human history.
Shaky cam video.
That's right, like Blair Witch.
Blair Witch. Blair Bitch Project.
It's
Oh,
awesome.
that's funny. Do we see it? Are there any cubes or switches or plates or anything on the walls?
No,
Okay. Uh, if the doc is going to look at one of these computer consoles, does he have to try and climb up into one of these big chairs?
nah. I mean, it wouldn't be a roll involved. I mean, it's definitely big and not built for you, but you could get up into it.
Yeah, well, a standard chair for a human is like 18 or 19 inches off the floor, so this might be double that, but you can
Right.
still help
Three,
yourself up.
three and a half feet.
It's not
Yeah.
over my head. I don't have to do a pull up to get in it.
No.
All right. Well, I want to get up in one of the chairs and take a look at one of these computer control things.
Okay.
Um, taking video,
Well,
and then I'm going to take a minute to type some stuff into my ComTech, and my PDAT. I mean, um, into my PDAT, and then I'm going to. Um, so does anything at all look familiar to me, other than um, does it look like they're screens like computer screens? But they're all dark, right?
there. This would be call for an observation check.
I figured. All right.
Ha 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 ha.
I'm game. Oh, I got a +1. Nice.
Yeah, you do have a +1. So
I have a
using that.
+1. Look at me go.
What's TB doing?
All security all the time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she's staring a lot at the detector and into the darkness of the hallways. And
Oh
while they're
my.
checking stuff out, she's just doing the 360 all the time. She's in combat mode right now.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense to me. Um.
Look at that roll.
Oh, good God.
Oh wow.
I understand everything about everything.
That's it. Mercer's eyes get real wide. He goes, I see the makeup of the universe.
It's all stars.
Or maybe to quote H.P. Lovecraft, it burns. Okay. Wow. Wow. I knew a guy once. My bad, Christopher Walken. Sorry.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So first off, as you're looking over this, there are no conventional displays whatsoever.
Okay.
However, as you look around, you're absolutely 100% completely totally convinced that it all works on holographic display.
Oh, cool.
There appears to be holographic emitters uh, all over the shall we call it the table that's
Okay.
connecting the five workstations. There's also several holographic emitters as part of the workstation itself. So you're sure that it's controlled by a mix of using the different controls that you see, and you're wondering if maybe even there's if the holographic display itself, if you could somehow figure out how to get it working, is interactive. You have five stunts.
Wow. Wow.
I
That's
know.
really awesome.
I don't even know what to make of that.
To show
Well,
off 5 times.
remember all those failures I had time after time after
Yeah,
time? Well, this is the odds evening out.
yeah.
Unfortunately,
The
it's not
universe
that
getting
helpful to
even.
get all your successes in a single roll. Um, all right. So the stunts. The stunts aren't especially helpful for observation. Um, Partly because they wrote these stunts. I think they wrote these stunts with kind of tunnel vision in mind.
Yeah, yeah. That's why we're a little flexible on it.
Well,
Gaining a +5 to your next roll, though, is kind of ridiculous.
That
It
is
is kind
super
of
ridiculous.
ridiculous. So I'm trying to think of something that would. I'm trying to think of something that would
How about this?
blend with this number of successes.
Treat it almost like Cthulhu. Treat it almost like Cthulhu. You have one hell of an observation roll here. Um, we can certainly bank some of these for a plus on your next roll, and you can make that decision at the end. Treat every success almost as like a question you can ask me or something along those lines.
Okay.
I don't know how that helps, but
Yeah, well, given the descriptions of what I've seen, it doesn't seem like an observation is the next thing. It seems like an action is the next thing. To be honest, I don't know what question to ask. I don't know what I could ask that would give me more information. Um,
well, we can handle
how
it
ma-
as a
how
little
many?
bit
Well,
of a
let
rolling
me ask this.
commentary. I mean, I was
Is-
going to say we could handle it a little bit as a rolling commentary. If you wanted to do a particular action and then we could kind of apply any questions you might ask based on what that action produces, if that makes sense.
okay, so let's go ahead and bank two of the successes.
All right, so you're +2 on your next observation. Got it. Okay.
All right, and now we'll just see where we are. Um, you said that the in front of me, there were some of those gelatinous egg things.
Yeah.
How many at a
Um,
workstation?
there a bunch of them, probably a
Oh,
couple dozen, and they're set up in rows.
okay. And those are the only real controls it looks like there are. There's no obvious tactile switches or anything like that.
Not really, no.
And there's no like touch pads like on a microwave oven or something like that.
Not that you would recognize as such, no.
Okay. Uh all right. So I'm going to when you say rows, are they laid out in straight lines or are they curved or
No straight lines that go from. There's probably two rows, each of six, and they go in a straight line from the center of the table towards the edge of the console. I mean, they're not like in the table, but where the where
Mhm.
the where the center of the table, where the table itself kind of ends and the what you would view as the console begins. There's two rows of these in six that head from that side to your side, if that makes sense.
Okay. So if I reach out and hover my hand over uh, one of the eggs, I'll just pick one at random. I'm just going to hover my hand over it. I'm not going to touch it. Does anything happen?
Nothing happens.
Okay. Um, all right. I look back at the group. All right. Here comes the bad part. I turn back
She points the camera at him.
and and I and I touch one.
um,
Does anything happen?
yes, you hear a soft tone, um, probably a probably a low C, musically speaking,
Okay.
and the egg actually lights up with a soft green, just the one you touched.
And it
All right,
felt
Elena.
all kind of weird and squishy.
Oh yeah.
Elena like audibly like gasps and then like zooms in on this glowing egg.
Yeah, the doc is going to. This is the tricky part. He needs a free hand. He needs a free hand. So He's gonna lay his flashlight down on the console, but shining towards the eggs. And he's just gonna set it right there. And then he's gonna pull out his video camera because he needs to get a record of this. So he's gonna start taking a record of this. Um, he's gonna touch another egg.
Yeah, as the same thing happens. Though when you touch this egg, the tone goes up a step. It's
Okay.
definitely a D, and the egg lights up.
All right, so if I push an egg on the other side, so I've got two together that I've lit up.
Yeah.
If I push an egg on the go the other direction, does the tone go down?
No, it goes up again.
Oh,
Goes up
that's
to an
interesting.
E, and all
Hmm.
three are lit up now.
Well, crap. That means I got to memorize which one is which tone, which which note. um, you said there's two rows of six of these.
Yeah.
Oh my, 12, not eight. Weird. Okay. Um, all right. I'm going to um all right. So here's what I'm about to do. Because to open that door, we had to play eight notes in a particular series on the flute.
Right.
Okay. So as I touch these eggs and get the notes, do I in fact recognize a match to the other notes?
Sure. Sure,
Okay.
because they're definitely. I mean, all musical notes for sure. The you identify the eight standard notes that are in the musical scale, an A through G.
Okay.
The other four seem to be a mix of sharps.
Okay. All right. So without further ado, now that I've figured this stuff out, well, just for the heck of it, I'm going to touch the eight notes in order that open the door to this place that I blew on the flute.
I got you. Um, Real quick before we get there, TB, you're in full blown security mode, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. Did you actually like walk the perimeter of the room, or are you mainly just in constant hyper attentive mode?
I mean, I think she might walk the perimeter.
Okay. It's a big room, so that would take a minute to be sure.
Yeah, but she's not going anywhere that she can't, like, she's not going to lose contact with the rest of the group.
Okay.
So, however
Um
far that is, she's staying within.
so um so as this all happens, Dr. Mercer uh does the notes in the same order as the flute, and um, the whole room bursts into this light blue light
Oh
as
boy.
all of these different consoles seem to come to life. Um, a a holographic display pops up in the center of the table, and it is interestingly enough, it seems to be a display of this room in and of itself. Um, and So yeah, you've certainly turned it all on. Now, what to do with it, who knows just yet. Um, while this is all happening, TB, you're doing your perimeter check of the room, and the room is absolutely empty. There's nothing in here. Your motion sensor's not going off, with the exception of the movement of the other team members. As you near the door on the far side of the room, um, it opens up automatically. Uh, and then the pups kind of whirls its way through the door.
She'll cry out to the rest of the team, "Hey, open door here."
Oh man, she whips around and like is filming
At
and
least
like
she doesn't have her gun.
oh,
Man, she's
and
still
is
shaking, right?
yeah, she's still shaking. Like zooms in erratically on the door. Is there anything she can see in the door
um,
through the film?
yeah, there's a room on the far side. Yeah, obviously it's hard to see because all you're getting is the strobing red light from the pups inside. Now the blue light of the holographic displays in this room are casting a little bit of soft light into the next room, but not a lot. Um, I and so it looks like the next room might be empty. You think you might see another door on the far side.
Hmm. All right. Um, but the pups has disappeared in the door.
Correct. Went into the
Okay.
room.
All right. So she
Oh,
stops
the
recording.
red light of the pups is gone.
Oh. All right. So she stops recording and she looks over at TB nervously and like pulls out the gun trembling again. And like I imagine like TB is set up, she's stacked on the door or something or taking cover or whatever. And I think Elena kind of like just walks up square to the door and is like holding the gun out in front of her uh, poorly
Mm.
and looking around and waiting for a cue from everyone else in terms of when they're ready to walk in.
Well, the doc is still up on the seat near the console, but he picks up his PDAT. Is he getting anything from the
Oh,
pups?
yeah, yeah, yeah. You could definitely say that. Um, so um, the next room is square, 30 meters by 30 meters. Okay,
Okay.
but on the uh, on the eastern, I guess it would be the eastern side of the room. If you're facing the room, looking into it, it would be the left side. Um, it appears the pups went through. It looks like that room adjoins a large cavern, and the pups is now starting to map that cavern.
Oh my. On the All right, so you said it was a 30-meter square room,
Correct.
but on the left there's a opening
Correct.
and connects to some cavern.
Correct.
Okay. Uh does my PDAT show that there's anything in this room or is it just a room?
No, it just shows a 30-meter square room with a door on the other side, and then yeah, the adjoining cavern.
I guess
Okay.
this could be a way out.
It could be a way to our doom.
Um, she gives you the side eye.
So so I've turned everything on, but um clearly I don't have I've only ever figured out 8 notes in a certain order.
Right.
I've figured out one tune that opened a door and turned everything on. That's a long way away from understanding how anything really works.
That's a true statement.
Um, so okay, so it's um, but I've only turned on the holographic displays, right? There's no other lights in this room or the adjoining room.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. Well,
You're not getting mapping from the pups anymore. You don't know if it's the pups itself or if it's the ship or what, but you're not getting it.
All right. Well, I let the team know that we're not receiving
Oh, it's
information.
back. Must have been a glitch.
Ugh.
What is
I'm
with this thing?
formulating a hypothesis. Um,
My hypothesis is Ace and Liv. We're messing with the equipment in transit.
all right, I'm going to keep it to myself. You guys are not going to like it. The well, clearly now is not the time to spend another, you know, hour or two systematically playing notes and trying to figure out if stuff happens. I'm gonna collect up my flashlight. I've got my PDAT. Collect up all my stuff and slide down off the chair, and I guess move towards the opening of the new chamber.
All right. Um, all
If
right.
it's dark in there, right?
It is.
So with a little bit of eerie blue light from our holographic displays. So I'll shine my flashlight in there, and I see what I basically I see with my eyes what I saw on the PDAT, right?
Yeah, I think it's a good time for a power roll on that flashlight.
Okay, gotta pull up my
What are you
sheet,
up to, TB?
I'm checking behind.
and I appreciate that, by the way.
Just trying to keep everybody safe while you proceed to commit suicide.
All right, drop your power by one.
Oh my God, my flashlight's gonna die.
Yeah, mine's getting there too. Although, wait a minute, I gotta remember I've got two different power numbers, but they were even, so now they're not even. What did I do? Flashlight power 3. Okay, flashlight is now
Yeah,
power
so as you
3.
shine your flashlight around the room, um, it's and true or false, you didn't walk in, you just shined your flashlight through the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Okay. So to say the room is empty is not exactly correct. There's three alcoves on the right side of the room that you're not sure what they're for. They're not floor to ceiling alcoves. They're
Where are
in
these on the map? I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm lost a little.
um well, the problem is I can't show you guys the
No, no.
map.
If we stare in the 30 by 30 room,
Right.
there's a door on the opposite side that's
Correct.
closed. There's an opening on the left that goes to the cavern,
Yeah. And
and
then
on
the
the
right
right,
side has several alcoves that are about 1 meter tall that are set into the wall, not at floor level, but at chest level and
they're
higher.
like little niches that you'd
Like a
find in a
display
Tuscan
thing,
home.
like something for displaying like a vase or some shit. Like
Possibly, yeah.
the modern the contemporary
All right.
analog would be something like that.
Yeah, yeah, possibly.
Well, the
Um,
doc's gonna go ahead and enter the room.
okay. As he enters the room, um, a yellowish light emanates, and you notice that down lining the floor are dozens of little gelatinous looking eggs that are emitting light. Um,
Are they? Are they? I'm not actually stepping on the eggs, but
no, no, they're
they're
around the
under.
perimeter
Okay,
of the room.
they're in the perimeter of the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I told you how the left side of the room opens up into a cavern.
Yeah.
It is that is one way of putting it. The metallic floor just ends, and there's a huge cavern. It looks like the ceiling of that cavern kind of meets the ceiling of this room, if that makes sense. Um, yeah.
Okay. Um, I'm going to shine my flashlight on one of the alcoves. What do I see there?
Um, it is empty. There's nothing in it except built into the metallic wall is a sort of maybe a sort of clamp apparatus, like meant for holding something.
Hmm. Okay, I look at the alcove next to it.
Same thing.
So all three look the same.
Yeah,
They're empty.
correct. In
Hmm.
fact, TB, I know this isn't your forte, but I would let you make an observation or survival roll, whichever one's better for you.
They're equal.
Okay. You don't have to. It's
Oh,
just. Oh, okay,
I,
you
if
did.
I
That's
knew I
fine.
didn't have to, I wouldn't have done it.
Well, that's okay. Roll your panic.
Okay,
Sucker.
I thought you were forcing me to.
No,
But
I
did it.
would never force you to do anything. Well, that's not true.
I forgot where the little panic button
It's the
is.
little cube
Next to
looking thing
stress.
next to straight. You got it.
Yeah,
All right, you're holding it together. You're
keeping
fine.
it together,
You're
man.
fine. This is fine.
I'm
Everything's
fine. I'm
fine.
fine.
Um, as the doc is shining his light into those alcoves, you get the distinct impression that it's like a weapons rack.
I have the distinct impression this is a weapons rack, possibly a magazine of some kind.
But the weapons are missing.
I don't like the sound of that.
Maybe this is some kind of barracks.
Maybe the people who came before us had to take those weapons to fight something off,
Yep.
and they're all gone.
So let's go further into it.
um, so Ace gets you a bleeping sound from his PRPUT uplink device, which is what he can use to remote pilot the ship. So he makes his Comtech roll and does very well with it, all on the stress dice, which is ridiculous. And he announces that he's connected to the ship again. Because if you guys remember, he had lost connection to the ship.
Right.
He is connected to the ship again, except the ship is incapable of. He's getting information that says the ship's incapable of flying. It says the engine's not responding.
That's just great.
Are the engines missing now?
Maybe.
Wow. All right, where's the
Well,
pups
what's
at?
funny about that, by the way, is that was a really good question. I'm going to use his extra stunt for an extra piece of information. His the what you call it, the he's getting full connectivity to all the bridge stations.
Oh man,
Does that mean the bridge is back?
That would
it
seem to
The
imply.
bridge
appeared.
is back and there's gonna be trouble.
Oh boy. Oh no.
So the bridge is back? Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah.
How the heck was this all an illusion?
The bridge.
Do you guys see that? See the map that says sub level 2? It's the
Ha,
cavern.
gotcha. Uh,
The what about sublevel?
Do you
What?
guys see the map that says sub level 2? It's like a big cavern.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The pups is mapping all that out right now.
And I'm getting feedback all of a sudden to my PDAT.
Oh yeah.
Oh, because we weren't getting it for a while. All of a sudden, we're getting it.
Good.
How do you like that? Um. Well, I
Doctor,
guess
could
the big
there be
question
something in the geology here interfering with the signal?
could be. Could be, but you notice our bridge disappeared and now it might be back. What's to say Ace disappeared and he came back? What's to say the pups didn't disappear for a while and come back?
She,
Spooky.
yeah, her eyes widen a little bit, and she says, "We need to get out of here."
Uh, Mercer's going to approach the door on the back wall. Not going to touch it, but he's going to get close to it.
It
Does it
opens.
open?
Yep.
No.
There's there's another room beyond.
The question, folks, is that do we follow the pups into this cavern or do we check out this next room? The cavern appears to be natural, right? Stone. These rooms are obviously made by people.
Elena looks at you and she says, "We're here to record this. Let's record it and then get the fuck out of here."
I second that.
Okay. So I'll the pup will continue to do its thing. But for the moment, the doc is going to step into the next room
Okay. Um,
with his flashlight.
yeah. The of course, as soon as you step in, more of these egg-like apparati uh, illuminate the room. It's wider than the one you were just in. It's 40 meters wide and 30 meters deep. Um, there's another door on the far side. The the only other feature in the room, and it takes up the entire room, is a as a concave dish. Your immediate reaction to it is that it's almost like a satellite dish that is set right into the floor. It's a circular metal plate
Pointing up.
pointing up, and it has an antenna or something along those lines dead center in it. Um,
Hmm.
and that's it. But it takes up most of the room. The room's 30 meters deep, and it occupies almost the entire depth of the room, probably 25 meters of it. So there's really only just a kind of a couple meter strip of floor that wraps around either side to get to the door on the other side, unless you were to, of course, walk across the dish itself.
That sounds like an incredibly bad idea. Um,
Pull the lever.
Do it. Wait, let me step back. Hey, are you guys okay with if we take a 5-minute bio?
Yeah,
yeah.
we can do that.
Cool.
All right.
Okay.
back. Doobie doobie doo. That was a mighty cough there.
Yeah, I got a little something still hanging around, but I'm mostly better.
All right, I'm back.
I'm back.
Alrighty then.
Sharif, you know that wedding encounter that I painted everything for D&D?
Oh yes.
So, uh, I run my game like a total sandbox hex crawl or whatever, and I made this passing comment about um, like the Baron having this plantation full of enslaved elves or whatever, and the elven cleric won't let it go, understandably, right?
Right.
So they're going to skip this wedding to go liberate this work camp of elves, and
Oh, what a punch in the stomach. Oh, come on.
uh, and so I guess I'll use those 30 miniatures and
Oh
entire diorama
God!
for another purpose.
Holy shit.
Oh wow. You are
uh,
a very patient DM.
I can't be mad though. I'll use them somehow, but uh, so I was like scrambling to write up a plantation adventure.
This is
That's
like every meme. where they talk about like the DM's carefully constructed,
Yep,
plot that he's worked on for 3 months, and then like some characters like, hey, let's just do this. You're
that's
like,
right.
bah.
I saw one of those the other day. It was ripped from the first Shrek movie, and and it was Shrek asking, "So you think the DM actually meticulously planned all this?" And Fiona goes, "Well, yes." And Shrek and Donkey are just laughing uproariously. And when I saw that, when I was thinking, and it's all the players' fault because they pick one little side thing that was just meant as a detail, and they hyper fixate on it, and the whole adventure goes left.
Yes, indeed.
Almost like when you have to create an entire steamboat down the Nile sub adventure.
Well, maybe the climactic battle can happen at the wedding.
That's right.
Ooh, red
Ooh,
wedding.
ooh, there you
Right
go.
away.
Well, it's implied. So I've established the timeline here that this is happening, and they're just using that weekend instead to like leave town. So I guess I could use the terrain for a boss fight or something. Oh well.
So you couldn't force them to attend the wedding, saying it would be a terrible insult to somebody who's powerful and would instantly squish everyone.
It's trying to force my party to do anything is an act of futility.
Oh, that reminds
He
me.
needs to have a safe word when he's
Do you
dealing
know
That's
with
how
a
many
right.
times
partner.
I've thrown my wife's character into jail?
Let me try this here. I gotta show you guys something, and you might have already seen it, but uh, see if that link works.
Yep.
The Dragonlance book.
Whoa.
My wife, as you know, works part time at this half used bookstore, half pawn shop called
I
Second
did
and
not know that,
Charles,
by the way.
and she had some kid walk in with a bunch of stuff he just wanted to get rid of, and in there was this book,
Wow.
and because it was a mild conflict of interest, she let her boss price this, and he priced it at $25. And she looked right at him and said, "Are you sure you want to do that?" And he said, "Yeah, that's fine." Well, as an employee, she gets 40% off, but one item per month, she gets 70% off.
Oh my.
Oh,
So she bought
Score.
this book for $7.50.
Oh man.
unreal.
It has no writing in it at all.
Now, is she a fan of this stuff, or does she just know this from you?
She just
Like, how
knows
did she
this
know
from
that
me.
this was going to be a steal?
She just knows this from me. Because she doesn't play RPGs. She has no interest in playing RPGs. No matter how many times I've tried, the closest I can get her to is occasionally playing Magic the Gathering with me and a couple of the kids. She will not play an RPG, and after 25 years of marriage, I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. But she knew this was something special when she saw it, and this, like I said, I've flipped through every single page of this book. You guys all remember when we owned these books, first and second edition stuff. We wrote in the margins, you
Yeah.
know, we did all sorts of stuff. This book has no
Sure.
writing in it, none. It's got
Wow.
shelf wear on it, but the spine is intact. None of the binding is messed up. It's just, and the interior of the book looks mint. It's just amazing.
Wow.
Um, and yeah, I was like, I don't ever have to use this. I can just enjoy having it, and I'm good. you know.
That's awesome. Very cool.
So anyway, yeah, I knew if anybody would appreciate it, it'd be you guys.
That's a thing of beauty.
Yeah, I mean it's a first edition, first printing of Dungeons and Dragons, first edition Dragonlance source book. It's incredible. So
$7. That's
uh,
awesome.
yeah, yeah, crazy. Okay, back to back to this. Yeah. So, like I said, there's a big square room in front of you that's completely empty except for a red button on the other side of the. Oh no, wait, that's not it. Wrong game. Sorry. Um, Thermo knows what I'm referencing. What was that? Was that Zork 3 or was that Zork 1?
I
I
don't remember
played
it being.
Zork, but I don't remember this.
I don't remember it being Zork One.
It was just an empty room that was like 30 foot
Yep.
in all dimensions, and there's just a red button in the middle of the wall on the far side.
I
And when
remember Ren and Snippy with a history erasing button.
yeah,
You ever seen that?
yeah, yeah.
I have the Ren and Stimpy on Blu-ray. Um,
All right, so it's a 30-meter deep, 40-meter wide room with this large satellite-looking dish thing set into the floor.
well, maybe I should get for my digital camera. I need some perspective. Maybe Elena will stand in the middle of this dish while I take a picture. Um, all right. Do we see any markings or anything? It's just a dish.
It's just a dish.
Okay. Uh, and does it have like a receiver slash transmitter in the center elevated above the dish?
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah. Your distinct impression of it is some sort of antenna. Yeah,
And is there, did you say there's a door on the other side of the room?
there is a door on the other side of the room.
Well, if this is a communication device, it's hooked to equipment we don't know how to operate and could take a lot of study. Um, I'm going to go ahead and walk around the outside of the dish without actually touching the dish
Okay.
I'm going to follow him, filming.
and get close to the and approach the door at the back of the room.
Okay. What are you up to, TB?
Well, I feel like a broken record.
I'm
Not
sorry.
doing a whole lot, but um, no, I mean, given her current situation and her background, and I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I feel like we could get jumped at any moment by invisible assailants, so she's on high alert.
All right.
Um, am
Well,
I
she
still
feels. I
receive?
don't.
Am I still receiving from the pups?
Yeah, yeah. It's mapping out that giant cavern complex down there. Um, it is picking up. It is picking up no toxins. It is picking up no life forms. Um, it is, however. Let me tell you where. It is picking up. It is. I should say it is picking up. Even though it's a natural cavern, it is picking up manufactured objects in almost every room.
Oh,
You guys are on the cavern map, yep. And
yeah.
in where I've got marked, darn it, close. And where I've got marked number 4, I'm just gonna ping that, but it's number 4 on the map.
Okay.
An immense power source.
That could be the power source we picked up from the ship. She says, obviously.
It could be. It could be because we don't know how these caverns, we're starting to get a picture of what they look like, but we don't know how they spread out under the city. So, okay. Uh, as I approach the door to the back of the room, does it open?
It does.
All right, broken record. Shine my flashlight through the opening. What do I see?
A room that's about the same size as this one. Um, gain a point of stress.
Oh man,
Oh wow.
for looking at a room.
Yeah. Uh,
That's how I feel when I look at my daughter's room.
Same,
That- That's funny.
i-
same.
inside this room is another one of those circular computer complexes, like what you saw in the very first room, the huge one.
Okay.
Um, but uh, corpses litter the room.
Ooh, big people corpses.
Yes, big people
Whoa.
corpses. Um, there, but more than that, uh, there are vaguely humanoid creatures with long, bony, barbed tails and elongated craniums. Uh, their their surface, their heads and their bodies are black, almost chitinous, like an insect of some sort. There's a whole bunch of them apparently dead in the room as well. They are completely alien. Nothing you've ever seen before.
Um, the doctor, the doctor, the doctor is trying to look stoic, but he clearly can't control his enthusiasm. This is the greatest freaking thing that he's ever seen.
Whoa.
In fact, I'm surprised his stress didn't go down when he saw it. Um,
Yeah, and I think everyone can gain that point of stress too.
I
um,
didn't say I looked.
Yeah.
No.
uh, so he takes his video camera and takes video. Uh, Now he's not ready to step in the room because without the pups to test the atmosphere, we have to be cautious about whether a biological agent took these guys out. We can't just assume there was a conflict between two clearly different species, although it's likely. We can't just assume it. We don't want to walk in there and inhale some biological agent that's going to kill us. Um, Let me take a look at what I've got on my stuff I've got.
So, all right, he's like um,
I don't have any.
postulating and like
Yeah.
verbally processing or whatever, and like Elena is like eyes wide, taking the shittiest possible documentary video of all time. Um, and I think she's gonna like put down the camera and inject herself with some of that sedative
Oh,
because
the
she
nap
is like
relief.
losing her fucking mind.
Yeah, Rourke is Ace is kind of he's on edge too. His stress levels up to 6.
Yeah, mine's at 6 too, so
Oh wow,
I
yeah,
can give him a nap relief as well.
yeah. How many does that leave you guys with?
One remaining.
Oh man.
Perfect.
And we're
Love it.
just kind of getting started.
How much does it reduce my stress by?
It drops it all the way to nothing, and
Oh wow.
any panic effects you have are gone.
Wow. Okay.
Right. So you get your agility back and stuff.
Well, that's great.
Um. Um. All right. So based on my PDAT, the pups is still mapping that cavern, right?
Yes.
Um. All right. So I I desperately want to go in and start taking samples from both of these life forms, but I'm not ready to just step in that room without at least having a pups come and do a tox screen. All right, I've got a whole bunch of. I got two banked observations.
You do.
So can I tell? Well, first of all,
Hmm.
first of all, I know I'm shining my flashlight in this room. You said this room is it the same size as the big computer center, or is it the
No,
same
the room you
size as
just
the
came
sat
out
room?
of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not that huge. I
No.
mean, it's big, but it's not
Right.
huge.
40 meters wide, 30 long,
All
30
right.
deep.
Can I get a general idea? Shining my flashlight around, can I get a general idea of how many of each type of person is there
Sure.
is dead?
There's about 6 of the giant human type alien. And, well, the other ones, it's a little hard to tell. In fact, I'm going to have you make an observation roll.
Okay,
And you've got your +2 dice.
I do.
One success with panic. Roll your panic,
Oh
please.
man.
All right, you're holding it together. Maybe because you're just so excited by the fact that you found what is obviously alien life forms, and more to the point, intelligent alien life. Um, Not just the remnants of a civilization, but the actual beings themselves. So yeah, there's 6 of
And a
these.
twofer.
Yeah, that's right. 6 of these giant
Twofer.
humans.
We wanted to find one sign of intelligent life, and now we have two.
There may be 2 dozen of these other creatures, but it's hard to
Really?
tell because some of them have been dismembered, had limbs blown off, or even holes blown right through them by something. In addition, the giants are also, every one of them has been killed in a violent way. One looks like his skull was caved in by something that punched through it.
Yep.
Another lays dead with the tail of one of these creatures impaling his chest. Everything in this room died violently.
Okay. I think we
Wow.
can rule out a toxin.
Lead
Um,
toxicity, maybe.
Amazing.
okay. Now, are there? I don't necessarily want to do another observation roll, but so I'm not looking for an exact number, but can I tell just by glancing whether they've been dead a really long time or not so long time?
Um, eh, and yeah, I'll give you that information just based on your successful observation roll. As you kind of look at them, you get the impression that they've been dead for a really long time. Whatever the natural coloration of these giants might be, they all have a kind of ashen gray hue to them, and even most of these black chitinous creatures, large parts of their bodies also have a gray ashen look. They You think they've been dead for a long, long time.
Okay, I'm gonna put some notes in my PDAT.
All right.
Um,
Okay.
well, I'd love to take samples, but to be honest, I don't know what I would put samples in. Um,
Let's put them in Ace.
Ace, we need you to swallow this. We'll get it back in about 16 hours.
It's better than what I was thinking he meant. Hey, come here, bend over.
I carried that uncomfortable hunk of metal in
Hunk
my
of metal.
ass.
Your father wanted me to give you this spot.
Oh, we're awful. Um, as Mercer and Elena are probably trying to decide what they're going to do next, you suddenly get really disoriented. And when I say disoriented, it's like having vertigo. The world like starts to tilt for a moment, and you shake it off. But when you open your eyes, um, the team is gone.
What the heck?
Oh man.
What the
You're
hell?
you're in the dish room, the satellite dish room, um, and your motion detector starts going off from behind you, from the direction you guys came.
I will turn to face the motion.
All right. It's coming. It's on the. It's coming from the way you guys came. Like I said, it's on the other side of the door.
Now wait, is this taking place now, or do I get the feeling that I'm in like a different time
No
than
idea.
no idea.
No
Okay.
idea. The room doesn't look any different than it did, except that
Okay.
the
I
rest of
guess
the
that's
team
what
is
I was
gone.
asking you, is if there's like, freshness to this, or is it all dusty and
Well, there was
cold?
no dust in it to begin with, actually. So
Okay.
yeah, really good environmental controls in this complex. Um, Air ionizers every room. It's great. The
Maybe a general lack of skin.
Yeah, that's right. The door. That's right. Actually, the door shoots open with that you know uh, deafening whomp that it does, and this 8 foot thing is standing on the other side of the door.
What is it?
Um, it is its ebon carapace is ribbed almost biomechanical in a way, and it has spindly arms that end in hands with claws, an elongated black skull with no eyes that you can see, ending in metal teeth. For God's sakes, metal teeth, and a long bony tail with a sharp barb.
Run.
Well, we're going to do an initiative card.
Oh
Okay.
man.
Now, this is where I wish my camera was working so that I could show you I'm not cheating when I pull your card. But if you listen carefully, you can hear me shuffling them.
I trust you.
You shouldn't.
It's
It's not like you have a choice.
still, yeah, exactly. It's still a fact. I trust you because
Nah,
I
I
have to.
appreciate that. Your okay, could be worse. Your initiative card is a 6. The alien, ooh, has a 10 and a 3. So it gets one action before you get to move.
Oh Jesus.
So for its fast action, it moves into your zone, into the room with you. And then for its slow action, it attacks. Oh my god!
Oh man.
um, TB, do you have armor?
I do.
You need one success
One success of.
on your armor roll, or
So I
its
just
head
roll the
bite
cube
attack
next
will
to
kill
assault
you
vest.
automatically. Correct.
Okay, here we go.
Oh,
Nice.
What a fucking beast.
um,
Your head's harder than you think.
I managed to tuck my chin under my ceramic plates.
it's right.
Don't kill me! Oh God!
This mouth of metal, it hisses as its lips peel back, and its metal mouth opens, and a second jaw snaps out, and
Whoa!
somehow you kind
What
of
the heck?
dodge back and manage to glance it off of your armor.
Two mouths. Jesus.
Wow.
Um, TV, it is your turn. You get a fast action and a slow action.
So, from TB's perspective, did this thing like close the distance way faster than I have any chance of running?
It's pretty quick. It's pretty quick.
So no is what you're saying is no.
Well, the problem is it gets two actions per turn,
So
so
it runs twice per turn. So it's twice as fast as me.
correct.
All right.
Put
Well,
it you this way: in the movies, do the humans ever have any success running from the alien?
well, I mean that's all they really do for most of the movies. It seems like, but not in like a foot race. You know what I mean? Yeah. I guess I have no choice. Bitch, you want some of this? I will give it what it is asking me for.
Okay, so now you have a fast and a slow action. Firing is a slow action. You
Okay.
can do a fast action before you do the slow action if you so choose. I think
Would that include aiming?
that does include aiming. Aiming gives you, I think it is a +2 on your roll.
Yeah, I believe I will up my chances with a little +2 action.
Okay, now you are at engaged range, which is a -3. The idea being it's hard to get a bead on a target at point blank range with an assault rifle. So the +2 counteracts the -3 to an extent, so your overall modifier is -1. Now, we learned that the die roll button on the weapons do not work.
Well, so if I took a step back, would I still be at point blank range?
So the answer to that question is that counts as movement, which would use your fast action.
Okay.
And it requires a mobility roll. Otherwise,
Uh,
it will get a free attack.
I'll just suck it up.
Does your weapon, does your assault rifle, what is it? Are the two numbers on it 0 and 2?
Yes,
Okay, so it has no bonus for the weapon itself. So you're going to make a ranged combat roll at a total modifier of -1, and your weapon does 2 damage.
but you said the square next to assault rifle doesn't work.
Yeah, for some reason it does not work. You can try clicking it. I don't think it does anything. For
Well, macro option dice to add subtract for assault rifle.
Oh, right. All right. Well,
So maybe it
then put
is
in the -1. Maybe it is working.
-1. Whoops, that didn't work. -1, right? That's what you want
Correct.
me to put. Okay.
Oh, it did work. Look at that. 2 successes. So your assault rifle does 2 damage as bullets stitch across
Okay,
this
hold
thing's
on though.
hide.
Like now pushing wouldn't would that just what would that do in this case?
If you push, it would re-roll all the dice that were not successes. You would
I'll
increase your
take
stress
that.
level 1, and then it would re-roll all the dice that were not
Well, I'm
successes.
about to die, so I might as well push it.
Okay.
What in full auto would that like? Is there like we have in Act on Cthulhu where we can do like not a fusillade, but what's it called?
Yeah, it's
Suppression or
what
whatever it's
full
called.
auto does is it expends your entire clip and it gives you +2 dice as well.
This may be my only shot.
Okay, so let's handle this. Let's handle this a different way to make sure this goes down the right way. So if you want to push this, that's fine. Go ahead and increase your stress level by 1 point, which puts you at what,
Yeah,
4?
4,
All right. So instead of clicking the cube on the assault rifle itself, just click ranged combat.
not the push button.
Yeah, not the push button because I
Okay,
don't know how that's going to react. I'll play with it later. And
ranged combat.
yeah, and you had -1 because of the modifiers, but you get +2 because of the full auto, which is a total of +1. But we don't want you to roll 2 of the dice because they were successes, so make it a -1. Does that make sense?
No,
Yep.
but I'm trusting you.
Trust my
Minus
math. We're
one.
good.
Yep.
Looks
you
good
have
to me.
you have 2 success. 1 + 2 + 2 + 1.
All right, submitting.
Yep. 2 more successes and no panics. Look at you go.
Wow.
TV is a she's a badass. I
She
tell you.
is a
Badass.
badass. You did a total, so you did 2 damage, and you have 3 successes for stunts.
So how does the 2 doesn't go on the base 2 from before?
Well, it's 2 in addition to the original 2, so you've got a total of 4 successes.
Okay.
1 hits, which causes the 2 damage, and then you've got 3 stunts that you can choose from from the stunt list on the cheat sheet. Which, if you don't have that handy, I've got it right here.
I have it, but not handy,
Okay, that's fine.
unfortunately.
So each stunt you can pin down your enemy, which only works if they're human because it makes them make a panic roll. That doesn't really count. You can make your target drop a handheld item, which doesn't count. You can knock your opponent to the ground, which means they have to use a fast action to stand back up.
That will happen.
And for each stunt you choose, you can do 1 point of damage. You can do that multiple times.
What
I
about the?
will.
I,
Sorry,
oh,
go ahead.
it's this is ranged combat, right?
Correct.
Okay. Oh, what about swapping an initiative card?
You can do that too. You could swap an initiative card, which would take effect next round.
So you could take his 3 away, and you would have initiative if you live to the next round.
If you live to the next round.
Because he
Reloading
has
is a
another
slow
attack.
action or a fast action.
Reloading is a slow action.
Uh, so I won't be able to fire next round.
Correct.
I will pin him to the ground
Okay.
and do 2 points of damage.
All right. So a total of 4 points of damage. And now it rolls armor. It had 2 successes on its armor. So it takes 2 points of damage.
Ugh.
And then. And then.
Acid.
Yeah. Why does it
Facial.
have.
Acid facial.
Why does it
It's
not
exfoliating.
Why does it not have? Oh, maybe it's an ability. Do I need to do it that way? Oh, I need to do it that way. Okay, cool. Um, it has an acid splash rating of. Oh, okay. That didn't. How do I set this up? Shit on it. All right, I give up. We're just going to roll. I'm just going to roll its armor rating again because that's the same number of dice. Submit. Wow. So as you shoot at this thing and your bullets stitch across its torso, the this yellowish fluid spurts from the wounds, and somehow none of it gets on you, even though you're at point blank range, because that's what happens when you're the GM and you roll the acid splash for the xenomorph. Um,
Not a
it
single success.
Yeah,
Wow.
the this fluid hisses and burns as it touches things. It burns. It's burning holes literally in the metal floor and walls. But you're counting yourself lucky that it didn't get on you. Unfortunately, now it's the xenomorph's second action.
Is it pinned on the ground still? Is that a
Yes.
thing that happened?
Yeah. Yeah. So it has to use its fast action to stand up, and then its slow action
What a badass.
to attack.
Here we go.
All out attack, 2 base damage with a stunt, so it's 3 damage, armor piercing. Roll your armor, please. One success. Oh shoot! With armor piercing, you were supposed to half the armor by 2. That's my
Whoops.
fault, but it doesn't matter because your first die had a success on it, so I'm good with that. So you take 2 damage, and your stress goes up by 1.
All right. So my stress is 5. My HP is down to 3.
And I need to make a roll. We'll just roll it right off there. Oh, okay, all right. Um, and so this thing attacks. It's just a flurry of clawed hands and gnashing teeth, and you feel hits that get through your armor, and you're bleeding, and this is just an absolutely horrific experience for obvious reasons. Um, and then you get that sick feeling in the pit of your stomach, and you feel like you're falling. Um, and then suddenly you're you're back with the team.
Whoa.
But
Wow.
so is
Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
but so is the thing.
The
Uh,
thing is with me?
yes.
Oh shit.
Holy
Hey
shit.
guys,
So
I brought I brought my pencil. Give me
Oh,
something to write on, man.
um so you guys hear a flurry of activity, TB grunting or shouting something in horror, uh, and you guys turn to find that uh, she is embroiled in some sort of hand-to-hand combat with one of these horrific creatures that you see dead on the floor.
holy shit.
Help me,
Um,
hold on, help me.
all three of you gain a point. Not well. Elena, Mercer, and Rourke gain a point of stress,
Okay.
and you're getting dealt initiative cards. Elena is on a 4.
Okay.
Uh, Mercer's on a 9, and Rourke is on an 8. Geez, there was a 1 and 2 in play, and no one got the 1 or the 2.
Wow.
um. All right, so this thing now has 4 targets to choose from. However, it may. Oh, look at that. All right. All right. So it has a fast and a slow action. It seems to halt its attack on TB for just a moment. And you get the sense that head its head tilts, and you get the sense that it's almost looking at all of you as if trying to determine what you are.
Huh.
It's very unnerving, even to the extent that it causes all of you another point of stress.
Wow. Okay.
And then it makes a mobility check, which it succeeded on, barely, with 8 dice. And then it runs away across the dish room and out the other door. Um, and that's its turn.
Okay.
Technically, Elena, it is your turn if you want to. I don't know, chase after it.
I honestly think she's fucking stunned, like dumbfounded, and she's got her like the camera drops in one hand, and I imagine she doesn't even really react in some sense, like she's just trying to process what's going on, and I think at the end of her turn she will begin to like draw her weapon and take backward steps towards the other exit in uh this cavern,
Okay.
move towards that area.
Um,
As it ran off, did it drip any acid on the floor?
oh yeah. Because it was wounded for sure.
So I'm gonna use my camera to zoom in on the acid,
Okay. Yeah.
record it for
It,
posterity.
I'm in the middle of something. With whom? Okay. Okay. Sorry, my daughter was talking to me.
it's all
Sorry.
good. I'm just gonna throw you guys on the map because you've basically explored. There's 1 or 2 things on here that isn't that big a deal. You'd have figured it out eventually. At this
ATB's
point.
going to reload real quick if I didn't say that.
Yep. So take one of your
Yep,
reloads off
already
your
done.
sheet. Very good.
And
Um,
does anybody have dibs on that last nap relief? Because my stress level's a little high.
Go for it. She like fumbles with it and maybe like drops it on the floor and then picks it back up and gives it to you. Well, we got to get the fuck out of here.
Right effing now. Right
Where
effing
do we
now.
go?
your
That's old.
motion tracker is showing that it's moving away from you based on the
Sorry, quit
distance.
talking. Hold on one sec, guys. I'm sorry. Keep talking. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Based on the distance, it has made it back into the second room, and then it starts heading east as if it's going into that cavern.
Ugh.
Wow. Okay. Um,
Can you repeat what you said? I'm sorry
the
about that.
the the alien moved into the second room, which that you guys first went into, which was number 2 on the map, and then it went east as if it went over that ledge and into the cavern.
I'm just showing a black square. Did you take that map off?
I didn't. You guys don't see the map?
Nope.
No,
Oh, you know what it
I have a
is?
brown square actually.
You know what
Yeah.
it is? I know what it is. It's because of the dynamic lighting. It's still technically on. Now I gotta figure out how to turn it the flip off because World 20 is a pain in my ass. Hold on.
So TB, while he's doing that, what's your health down to?
It is currently 3.
Oh,
It
so
was
you
it
took
was
2 hit
5.
points of damage and you're still 3?
That's correct.
Good for you. Um,
She has a 5 strength. That's her like. I assume that's where the health comes from. Whoops! Don't
Correct.
show us that one.
yeah.
Don't show us that one.
No, this is fun.
Oh, that's the one you want. Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, there's one or two things still on the map that you guys haven't discovered yet, but you'd figure it out soon enough. So, the thing is off the motion tracker. It is surely gone out of range.
All right. Well, if it's going into that big eastern cavern, should we send the pups ahead to track movement and then just like run the fuck away in the other direction?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
pups at this point is now hovering in that huge cavern, number 3.
Okay.
It has mapped the entire area down there.
But isn't that the cavern where it's? Am
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did I
it's
miss?
detecting a life form.
Okay. Um, no big deal.
Nonchalantly.
Um,
Oh, no, it's not. Mercer
oh no.
Mercer shakes his PDAT. What the hell's wrong with this thing? It's not detecting the life form anymore.
All right. Elena stashes her camera gear in her pack, ties her shoe, both her shoes tight, and then like picks her gun back up and is trembling, and she says, "All right, I'm ready. Let's go back the way we came."
um, I
Oh,
suppose. Well, I suppose that's at least a way we think we can get out. Mercer steps into the room with all the dead bodies.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna go through the. I'm gonna go through my med kit or the surgical kit. Um, to get a scalpel, and I want to take a tissue sample from the tall, dead, gray-looking people.
Okay.
Mercer, Mercer, what the fuck are you doing?
And after having videoed the acid from a living one of these things, even though these are dead, he doesn't really want to cut anything. You said this was pretty violent and some of the things were dismembered.
Right.
Do I think I can find maybe a piece of the carapace of one of these things?
Probably.
All right, I'm going to take that.
All right. So make a medical aid roll for me.
Oh, okay. Medical aid. How do you like that?
Okay. All right. So as you go to take a tissue sample from one of the uh, humanoid giants, as soon as you start to touch it, it just crumbles to dust.
Yeah, it figures. Age.
Wow.
Okay.
Same thing happens to the carapace that you touch.
Which means they're not just old; they're really old. Okay, that's good information to know. I'll take a picture of that too.
All right.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right. Yeah. Let's. All right. Can we count on TB in front with the good reaction time, or uh, what are your thoughts on that, Sharif?
You probably want her in the back
All right.
because that's where the thing's going to come at us from. Yeah,
All right.
isn't it?
Well, so
Unless there's something unseen, like we know there's something behind us. There may or may not be something ahead of us. So I would put TB in the back.
Elena
Well,
would be willing to take front, but she doesn't have a flashlight.
um,
TB will
So
hand her the flash. Well, no, that's not a good idea. You got to get her from the dock. TB has
well,
to see what you're shooting.
Mercer has no trouble um, walking and shining the flashlight forward. Um,
Walking, we're gonna be running, son.
yeah, there's no walking here.
We're running
well,
balls to the wall.
We're not taking any more samples.
we're
We
just
get two
assu-
actions around.
we are assuming that we can get out the way we came in. All right.
What else can we do?
Yeah.
What else can we do?
Okay, we're gonna Scooby Doo out of this thing, I guess.
Can we get
Just
that sound
people-
effect?
Well, I don't have a weapon, so I'll carry the flashlight and
You
shine
guys
it
go
forward.
running through one door with the alien chasing you, then you go running through the next door with you chasing the alien.
Exactly.
Good one.
Sorry.
We need a
Um,
musical montage too,
If we
Yeah.
could find that thing in the cavern and kill it and get a sample from it, that would just be awesome.
or just run for your life. The same.
Well, you didn't look like you got hurt too bad.
I got
You
hurt
did a
real
good
bad.
job.
I could have died. I could have died. It has acid for blood.
By the way, remind me again because I haven't used them much. What the med kit does for me? It aids a medical roll,
It gives a +2 to any medical aid roll, but it's consumed when you use it.
and the surgical kit.
The surgical kit gives no bonuses. It allows you to treat someone who is about to die from a critical injury.
Okay, and the med kit. What does that do for somebody if I give them medical aid?
It gives you +2 to your roll.
But giving them medical aid, what does it do for them?
Medical aid can do one of two things. Well, obviously, it can be used in a number of different ways, but um, in terms of someone who is wounded, it allows you to perform first aid, where every success you roll lets them gain a point of health back.
Okay.
Um, it also allows you to stabilize somebody with a critical hit, but only if you have a surgical kit, which you do.
Yeah, I'm just trying to decide. If it makes sense to do anything to aid TB now, or whether we should just do it if it is absolutely necessary, which I'm hoping doesn't become absolutely necessary. Okay, let's
And
go.
where is Ace in this marching order?
Oh, I don't know. Where is Ace in the marching order? um,
Why don't I?
Ace should stay in the middle because
Yeah.
if anything happens to Ace, we can't get off the planet.
That's true. That is true.
well, there's that.
Well, I think we can probably manage, right?
It'd
gonna
be
be
hard to manage
manual.
without engines.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Yeah, Ace still is showing that the ship is responding. He's got connection to the ship, but it's getting errors from the engines.
All right, he's in the middle. I'll follow Mercer and
All right.
stay out of my firing arc.
I'm not running in front of you.
Uh,
I'll run beside you or right behind you, but I'm
adjacent to me.
not going to
Okay,
stand in front of you with a shaky. Well, you took your nap relief, so it's not shaky anymore.
it's true.
So you guys are heading back the way you came, all the way back through the complex. Is that the plan, or
It's the only way we know, really.
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So all right. As you're moving through, and you know what? I don't know that TB probably should make a power roll on your motion tracker because I don't think we've done that in a while. Um, the
Roger
uh,
that.
the you're fine. The pups is still the pups is still hanging out in that big cavern. It's not picking up anything, uh, and the motion tracker is not either. Uh, so as you guys run through room number two, you you see the glowing, strobing red light from the pups somewhere down in that cavern. It's just hanging out there because it hasn't, it's done what it was told to do, which was map everything it could find. Um, and if you guys continue running, that's fine. Yeah,
Can we get the pups back and have it go in front of us?
well, it's
In the room with the alien,
I'm
right?
it's down in the cavern.
well,
You'd
I'm
have to go
asking.
down there to retrieve it.
Of course.
So, and I mean, if to talk about that for a moment. So the edge of the room, is basically right here, but it's elevated about 30 meters over that huge cavern.
Okay,
It's almost like an observation floor, to be honest about it.
30 meters is a long way down.
Yeah, 100
Yeah,
feet, give or
100
take.
feet.
Yeah. I mean, it's, you know, um, yeah, but it's down there.
It's yeah. Is there anything we need to know?
No, no, I mean,
Okay.
no one's really looked out that way, so, yeah.
Well, we can see the flashing red light from the pups.
Yeah.
If I shine my flashlight through the opening, we can get a feeling for the immensity of the cavern.
Oh yeah, it's gigantic. In fact, I mean, just from the mapping from your PDAT that was sent to your PDAT, the series of caverns are probably about the same overall width and length of the city. Um, but so that one cavern is absolutely gigantic. That one cavern is probably 150 meters across. Um, Down in that cavern is an enormous dish set into the floor. It's probably 70 meters across.
Hmm.
Wow.
Um, oh, well,
I mean, your curiosity cannot be overtaking your will to survive at the moment. Can it?
it's pretty close, but what I'm also thinking is I'm thinking, well, if we need to get back to the ship, I suppose, and see what condition it's in, because I'm thinking that just because it's out there and it's pretty obvious, that big scorpion tail thing must be causing a lot of these effects. Phasing, people phasing in and out, stuff disappearing and coming back,
Right.
and we didn't find a way into that place. But the tunnels keep heading for the lack of a better direction, south. But all right. And the power source, there's a power source. The pups found the power source in the southern part of the cavern.
The room with all the bodies, right?
No,
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 no.
no, no.
Oh no.
If you look at the cavern, sub-level 2, that's the cavern.
Yeah,
Down there,
Okay.
different numberings, same numbers but different system.
yeah.
That number 4, that little mini cavern number 4 is where the pups found the power supply.
Oh, I'm thinking that it was.
Yeah, it wasn't room number 4. No, it was all right.
Cavern
So
4. Yeah.
cavern 4.
All right, so I get the sense that like you're maybe talking out loud.
Yeah, I
And
am. I'm split between running back to the ship, but also worried that we're going to find that the ship won't fly, and the only solution is tied to that scorpion tail, which is powered by the subterranean power. You see where I'm going with all this? It'll
yeah,
go to all
yeah, I
be
did.
linked together, and we'll be running right back.
So she
But
looks at TB and says, "He could be right. What do
but
you think?"
Or the way I see it, it's a maybe versus a certainty. I mean, we're fleeing from certain death, and we don't know that the scorpion tail is responsible for anything. It might be, but we don't know that. I think in like if this was like a real life situation, TV would just be all about getting the F out of there. Like mission's over, man.
I think you're. So I think
we
I
can
agree with that.
succeed in our we can clearly succeed in our mission with what we found so far and our video recordings and my investigative notes. So, all right, discretion's the better part of valor. Um, let's go.
Yeah. He- I can hear Ace going, let's get out of here, man. It's game over, man. Let's just call it even.
I hope we have a ship to fly. Let's go.
All right. You guys go charging out of the underground complex. Up the steps and into the temple. Um, it's tracker remains clear. You emerge into the daylight of the courtyard, and as you go charging out through the entrance, so that you're at the top of the giant set of steps. Um, I think it would only be natural that as elevated as you are, you can see your ship from here. And I think it would only be natural that since that's where you're headed, someone would probably glance that way.
Sure.
Um, I don't know who wants to make the observation roll for having
My
done
stress
so.
is too high.
All right, I can make it. I think. Let me take a look. Yeah, I'll make it.
All right, go ahead.
Observation.
You still roll a panic. Roll your panic, please. It's amazing. Keeping it together. Um, and this is what's bothering you so much about it. The nose of the ship where the bridge is was
Yeah.
is again. It's there. Like it was never gone. Um,
But
but the whole rear of the ship, including the thrusters, is gone.
All right. So she points this out to the group, and then sort of like panting from running, and she says like, "Ah, I don't know. Do we just wait? Does it come back? Maybe by the time we get there, it'll be back."
Now we already sent a mayday, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
yeah, someone's going to get it in 75 years or something.
17 days. It was
Yeah,
17
let's
days.
just wait this out. That's what TV would say. We gotta like hold up.
I am inclined. So I think like a reasonable person would agree with you, and I like to think myself as a reasonable person. Therefore, I agree with you. However, For plot reasons, do we need to run into the alien nest?
Well, I mean, this is something I always have. I always comes up in Aliens for me. It's not a big deal, but it always comes up in Aliens. There's this tension between like what's I think somebody would do in real life, which is almost always run the hell away.
Right.
Because these are like panthers on steroids. You know what I mean? Like the
Right.
worst killing machine. Like if a great white shark and a scorpion and a panther got mixed together and with some T-Rex genes in there. And, so
That
there's no
sounds
doubt in real
epic.
life that you would
Why
just
hasn't that been a book
absolutely
yet?
you would absolutely just run screaming from that, especially if it tried to rip your face off already once. But then there's the plot, which yeah, we probably need to go mess with the stinger, but I don't know. I mean, like from the point of view of like a security expert, she would just say, no, we're going to weld these doors shut on the ship and we're going to hide out in there and eat MREs for the next 3 weeks until we get picked up. There's really no other choice because we can't. Is there only one of these things? Is there five of them? Because like one could kill all of us easily. So
Right.
like we don't know. Is there more? Can they just pluck us out of anywhere? Like if we stay in this, is it just they're because they teleported my character away. Can they do that everywhere? Like if we go, if is it just in town? Is it just like a certain range? So that's almost more a reason to run the hell away. Because I only survived that because of my assault vest and my assault rifle. If that had
Right.
happened to any of you guys, you'd be dead. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yep.
it's insta kill. So I don't know, man. I as a player, yes, I want to go to the stinger. I do. I want to see what's in there. But like as the character, it would just be like run the hell away. So I don't know. I don't
Well,
have the answer to that.
the thing is, the ship's way over there outside the gate, right?
It's true.
And the front half of the ship disappeared. Now it's back, but the back half of the ship disappeared.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yep.
Ace was in the temple. We were in the temple when Ace um, got transported or whatever and came back. We were below the temple going through the rooms when TB got transported. And when TB came back, TB had the poor manners to bring something with him, with her.
Poor manners.
Um, that was a surprise. Um, the fact that something was stalking us and disappeared, came back and disappeared, it's probably one of those things. So but the point is, it's happening all over the place, not everywhere all at once,
Hmm.
which tells me that maybe we're just lucky the front of the ship came back. But who's to say the back of the ship won't come back and then the front of the ship will disappear again? Or the middle of the ship will disappear?
Well, we
Or,
have a tractor. We can just go to the ship, grab supplies, and go get even farther away.
well, that would have been great if we had done a survey of the planet before we landed, but somehow we didn't do that, as is typical protocol for an archaeological investigation.
Well, what are the choices on offer? Stay or leave, right? Like, those are the two basic forks. We either stay, and then that opens up a bunch of other choices, or we get the hell out, and we can do that a bunch of different ways.
Right.
We're out on nap leave. I have one magazine.
Well, the thing is, we lost the back half of the ship, so
We
did we
lost the back
lose?
half of the ship. I'm sorry.
Right?
That was funny to me.
Well, what I'm trying to say is, what if our what if our supplies What if we had more nap reliefs on the ship? We had some more rations. We had more water. We had more of everything on the ship. What if that part of the ship went bye bye and we don't have any of that stuff?
Well,
I
we
guess
just
that
don't
just
know
makes
that right now, right?
we don't know anything yet.
Right.
What I do know is I have about 5 minutes before I become a pumpkin.
Oh,
All right. Well, what if we? Well, okay. I don't know. I'm
A
thinking like,
frozen with indecision.
do we run back to the ship and call it there, or do we call it here? Let's
Well,
call it here so that we can make.
what 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 is the delegated authority to the security officer on this mission?
Is it
Like,
implied
is
that?
it one of those things that, like, she when the security threat looms, she takes over until the danger's passed, or is she just making suggestions?
um, I don't know that that is necessarily perfectly hashed out, except to say that, Elena Whalen, of course, thinks that she's in charge of the entire mission, and you're her buddy and muscle. So
Well,
um,
somebody with TB's background, that would have been the first question,
that's a fair
is,
question.
like, what are the delegated responsibilities, and what is the authority level assigned to every person? Like, who's in charge under what circumstances? And I'm pretty sure because of her military training, that's like step number one, right? Who's in charge and what happens if that person dies or things change, like who's next and things like that. So I'm pretty sure she would have had that figured out. In other words, like if the shit hits the fan, um, is she just at that point a grunt or is she in charge? Because if she's in charge, she's pulling the plug. We're going back to the ship. That's what she would do. Um, and then the questions are, we'll have more questions when we get there.
Well, and I agree with that. I mean, I think we've got the footage we need. We've got a couple samples, um, and anything beyond this is an unnecessary risk. So, I think she's going to defer to TB's judgment and agree.
Yeah, and I think Ace would probably say that we definitely have enough to get our payday, and whatever else Wayland Yutani needs, they could come back with a more armed force or more scientists or more whatever. Looks over at Mercer and says, Doc, you probably even get your chance to come back again if that's what you want.
Well, I think that no matter what, we may have to, we may be in a position where we have to figure more out about what's going on around here, but we shouldn't do it with virtually no nap relief and running out of water and no ammo. We should at least go back to the ship and regroup as a minimum.
Okay.
Let's go back to the ship and see what supplies we have there and what's and try and figure out if the next move is to hunker down, get in the tractor and camp out somewhere, or whether it's to go back in the city, the town. Well, it's not much of a city, but go back in the city and try and figure out what's causing all this phasing in and out of stuff and people. So let's figure that out after we find out what our situation is at the ship on our supplies.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
All right. So you guys climb back into, because you drove the tractor into the city. You climb back into the tractor and go driving out towards the ship. You get past the city walls, past the couple buildings outside the city, and you're approaching the ship. Um, and the tractor shudders for a moment, and you all get this sense that the world is turning, is on its side for a moment.
Oh boy.
And when everything rights itself and your vision clears, um, the ship is gone. It's just gone. The whole ship. You
That
look
messes up my hypothesis.
you look out you look out one of the side viewports of the tractor, one of the windows, and it's not just the ship that's gone. The whole city is gone. All of it. It's just gone. And
Whoa.
and where it was pretty much coming right up to the edge of where the tractor is sitting is a massive crater that's probably 100, 200 feet deep easy.
Are we traveling in time?
And we'll stop there.
Wow. That's super wild.
I think we're traveling in time.
I think you're right.
Well, you never know when you're playing with me.